So it's Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by top trainer, manager, promoter, I guess we say now as well, with huge boxing, Tony Sims. Tony, how you doing, mate?
I'm good, thanks, mate. You good? You good, Dan?
Yeah, I'm very good. But glad to hear you are as well. I mentioned huge boxing in the intro there. That's your joint venture with your son, Charlie Sims.
Well, no,
Oh,
it's
go on.
not. It's my son's, but I'm helping him.
Oh, okay.
I'm just lending my bit of experience. But to be fair, I ain't promoted a show for like mm, year 2000 was the last time I promoted a show. It was like 24 years ago. So a lot's changed since then. But no, it's Charlie's venture, huge boxing, and I've just been trying to help him out. That's all.
How important has it been to set up something like huge boxing so some of your fighters don't have to just go on those big matchroom shows? They can get runouts and keep active.
Well, it ain't even going on the big shows. It's just being active, being kept active because as you know, Matchroom are like worldwide now, and they do shows all over the world. I mean, my boys have obviously fought in Vegas as well early on, but it's becoming a thing where there's not many London shows going on, and my fighters are from London or Essex, so they want to box locally. They're big ticket sellers, and the fights before they're like fighting in Sheffield or Manchester, and fan to build your fan base. They ain't the greatest of places for them to fight. So it was an idea of Charlie's and mine, I suppose, to do shows at the York Hall in between the activity they was having in the matchroom shows. And Charlie's worked hard to get the first show off the ground. It was a successful show. It was a packed York Hall, and it was a great night of boxing.
And just tell us, because I'll probably miss a few out. Who have you got in the gym at the moment? You've got obviously Liddard, Sains, Ben. Who else?
Maisie Rose Courtney's in
Oh, of
there.
course, yeah.
We just signed Ramtin Musa of the
Oh, from
GB
GB.
squad. Yeah, Shona Whitwell, GB squad. Ramla Ali's joined us now as well. We've got a heavyweight in there who's not boxed as a pro. He's a novice heavyweight called Will Nkulu. So quite a few in there, and quite a few from around London area as well. That we're looking to keep active, and as I say, in between, like, obviously big matchroom shows, we're gonna work these York Hall shows and hopefully build them up.
Is that the idea with Musa and Shona as well to start them off on the York Hall shows, or will they go straight into TV shows, like bigger TV shows?
They're, yeah, they'll probably go into the contracted TV show, but Charlie's still working on their contracts. He's speaking to most of the big promoters at the moment. But if they can go on our shows as well, it's obviously a plus for us, and it's a plus for the promoter sometimes. I mean, when Charlie announced that he was going to do the show, Matchroom asked if they can put two of their fighters on, which was Shannon Ryan, who boxed, and Paddy Donovan. Unfortunately, he didn't get on in the end. He had a slight injury. And then Queensbury asked if they could put
Carol Town.
Mo, Kawatuma on. Unfortunately, his fight fell through like literally the night before. His fight fell through. I feel really sorry for him because he trained and dieted and everything, and there was a problem with the opponent the night before. So it was a shame that he didn't get on the bill. But sometimes the promoters have got so many fighters, as I say, and not enough London shows going on. So they want to keep their fighters active as well, and it's no problem putting them out on our shows. And we're looking to keep our fighters active. And I think for the first show, obviously Charlie had the zone on it as well, streaming it, and for his first show that he'd done, as I say, it was a full up York Hall, and It looked like the old days of boxing, when you couldn't get another person on the balcony, and he was a great night. It was a shame we had a couple. Obviously, we had them couple of pullouts with Paddy Donovan and Carol Atum. It was a shame we had a couple of pullouts because we would have had the 8 fights on the card, but we got away with a 6 fight still, and it was still a good night.
Now, you said you've now working with Shona Whitwell and Ramtin Musa from the GB squad. What attracted you to those two, particularly from the squad? What do you think they can transfer over to the pros?
Well, they've both boxed for many years on GB. Uh, we know that Ramtin's won a national ABA title. Um, he's won many national titles, and he went to the Olympic qualifiers as well, didn't qualify, but he's obviously a talented young man, and Shona's the same. She's a talented young lady, and she's won many national titles, and she's been on GB for a long time. I mean, if you look at any of the GB fighters turning professional, they're already halfway there, to be honest, before they turn pro, because the development they get on the GB squad is second to none. Um, the facilities they've got up there and the trainers they've got up there, they're almost halfway there once they turn pro, really. So they're two good added fighters to the stable.
And the kind of star of the stable at the moment has to be Conor Benn.
Yeah.
Lot of talk at the moment about the fight between him and Chris Eubank Jr. finally coming to fruition. What's the latest you can tell us on that?
Well, same as you already know, Dan, negotiations are going on. Obviously, we want a 50-50 split on the fight. Um, Eubank don't want to do the 50-50 split. He wants, more in his favour, but it's a 50-50 split fight, and that's it. There'll be a lot of money involved in the fight, and we get there eventually. You know what it's like, negotiations. They just get dragged on and on, but I'm hoping we'll get there, and an announcement will be eventually.
And just for people out there who don't know so much about the business side of boxing, you've obviously not just been a trainer over the years, but a manager and a promoter. Why should it be a 50-50 split? What's the kind of commercial aspect for both fighters?
It's just the Eubank Ben, isn't it? It's just the names, Dan. We've had the fathers, the Eubank Ben, and the sons, and it's very rare that you would get two sons at the same time of two legends. I mean, it's just one. It's just a one-off. Dan, it's never been done before, and it's a one-off fight. It's a one-off fight that the two sons of legends are at world level, and they're both ready to fight each other, and both sides believe that they can win, and they both want to, and our side wants a 50-50 split. So hopefully the fight materializes and it gets made.
Have you got any concerns about, because he hasn't fought for so long, going up to 160 against, people have different views on Eubank, but he's a decent fighter at least.
Yeah, as you say, like Conor boxed in February, so the time's ticking, and obviously we want to get the fight done. Um, he had a 12 rounder in February, and the September before that he had a 10 rounder, so he's got the rounds under his belt. But I'd like to try and get the fight made sooner rather than later, as activity is key in boxing, and like you say, there's advantages and disadvantages with both of them. Obviously, Conor's got to move up 2 weight categories to fight Eubank, but then Eubank's giving, age away. What is he, nearing 35 now? And Conor's 28, so he's giving that age away, and he's been a a professional boxer for a long time now, and so there's advantages and disadvantages in both aspects of this fight.
And before we move on, 'cause we're going to do a separate review of the year, I just want to ask you about this weekend's huge fight, the rematch between Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury. Who do you think's going to win that one, and what sort of fight do you expect?
I think it's going to be a very difficult fight, like the first fight. I mean, most people had Fury winning the first half of the fight, and obviously Usyk come on strong and had Fury in trouble. But they're both going to know each other now going into this second fight, and obviously I want Fury to win. My heart with Fury, so I'm going to pick Fury to win on points. I believe that he can do it, and if he does do it, not that he's already a massive name in boxing, but he'll become a legend in boxing by beating Usyk and giving him his first career defeat. But Usyk's obviously a quality operator. He's never been beat. It's going to be a tough fight, and I believe it's going to be another close fight as well. But I believe that Fury will come out on top.
Great stuff.